What's going on, Atlanta Falcons fans, man? Y'all know who it is. Your boy Antoine. Spit this sports machine. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I do it. Press that subscribe button. Also press that notification bell to get my videos. As soon as I drop them, press that like button. Help me get my recommendations up to get my videos through the YouTube universe. Right quick, very quick, PFF. They're going to always give you their thoughts on who teams should pursue. And they put up a post. Bradley Locker did. And he gave a thought as to which player every team could benefit from if they were to pursue a free agent. One name that came up in a position that we definitely need, and if y'all go back to my videos and to ESPN Matt Miller in his mock draft, they had the Falcons taking a tight end out of Vanderbilt, Eli Stores. So guess what? Bradley Lockett took that same approach because I'm thinking they don't think Kyle Pitts will be back. And it's not a surprise. Let's be real. When you have the type of talent that he has, skill set, measurements, let's keep it real. It's going to be a bidding war for Kyle Pitts. The only way he comes back to Atlanta if he signs a franchise tag and work on a new deal. But other than that, he's most likely gone from Atlanta. But Bradley Locker, he put it out there in PFF, and this is what he had to say about David Njoku, former of the Cleveland Browns. They have his PFF free agent rank at number 96, and it says the Falcons will have to gauge whether or not to re-sign multiple important free agents, Caden Ellis, Kyle Pitts, or David Onyemata. And honestly, I think all three of them may be gone, if y'all want me to keep it funky with y'all. But say if Pitts, the number one tight end on the market, easily gets priced out of Atlanta, and I just told y'all it's going to be a bidding war, and I think that, and I keep it real with y'all like I always do. But it said then, Njoku reunion with new head coach in Atlanta would make sense, and it absolutely would. Because, before we go on to the next part, it absolutely would make sense because, think about it. Some of David Njoku's best years were under Kevin Stefanski, and just a couple of years ago, he was a Pro Bowl tight end. Just imagine that. Last year, fell off real bad, with Harold Fanning coming in, as I told y'all in the previous video, having 72 catches for 731 yards and 6 touchdowns. So he only was limited to 48 targets with David Njoku in Cleveland last year. Only 33 catches for 293 yards. That's only a 8.9 yard average. And he did have 4 touchdowns, but the touchdowns were there. But the targets weren't there. So when you look at it, and he's probably out of his, I think he's voided the last year of his deal, or they did, and he's a free agent now. And there are going to be teams lining up for him as well, even though Kyle Pitts is probably the number one tight end target in this free agent class. David Njoku, with his being in the league, being a veteran, he's been in the league since 2017. He was a first round pick. I do remember that, out of University of Miami, because they needed a tight end back then. And if you think about Kevin Stefanski and how he's developed these tight ends, and he's worked well with tight ends, you got to think about another one. Like I said, Kyle Rudolph in another video. Another tight end they could be looking at in this class too is T.J. Hockenson out of Minnesota, who also worked with Kevin Stefanski. So David Njoku's speed, his athleticism. Now he has been a little injury prone, a little bit over the last couple of years. He's missed a good little bit of games. He's only played in 12 games in 2025, 11 games in 2024. He played in 16 or 17 in 2023. That's when he made the Pro Bowl. He finished that season with 81 catches for 882 yards and 6 touchdowns. So, like I said, the skill is there. The athleticism is there. Is the availability there? That's the only question I have. And if they do move on from Kyle Pitts, I think David Njoku could be a cheaper option because I don't think he'll yield as much money on the open market as Kyle Pitts will, because Kyle Pitts is younger. He's still only 25 years old. David Njoku, I think, is closer to 30, if I'm not mistaken, if he's not 30 already. So age is on their side, man. But if you look at what his market value could be, that would be an important question. I think his market value, I think it's at around $10 million. So it'll be about $5 or $6 million less than what Kyle Pitts is going to garner in the open market. So when you think about it, it still makes sense because he's played up under Stefanski. And look, I'm telling you, David Njoku is one of those talents that you just, you can't steer away from it, if you want to make an instant change. But I'm looking at probably a 2-year, probably close to $20 million contract. That's what my number is at. But David Njoku, athletic, um, veteran that's been around for a while. Should the Falcons go ahead and make this deal? Let me know. Drop those comments in the comment box. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.